both have different rules that they have to follow. Obviously, the ball should be thrown up 6 inches from your non-playing hand with a flat hand. These disabled players find this very difficult, so you will notice a variation in their service actions. And you will also notice a lot of the up and under shot there, played by the German, flipping the ball high in the air with backspin, a bit like a sand wedge, making it so difficult to return. Korean player now just with a 1 point advantage.
10-all.
Another up and under play by the German. In this first game.
Yeah. 10-11.
Very even here at 11-11. Nicholas balancing the ball on his racket before he serves, flipping the ball up with his racket. Trying to impart different spins on the serve.
Game 13-11, Michaelis.
That's the first game secured by the German in this best of 5. The players now returning to their coaches for some tactical advice. 13-11, so it's very tight. 12 competitors in this men's class 1. 4 groups of 3. Each group winner moving forward to the semi-final stage of the competition. Both of these players having won their first games in the group of 3, so the winner of this match will go through to the semi-finals. So difficult for these class 1 athletes. When they've got the up and under, they have to lunge forward. A lot of them find that they haven't got a lot of strength in their core muscles, so once they have gone forward, they can't then recover back to their chairs.
Second game.
So you do tend to notice the rallies are very short in length.
Second game.
Recovery being
Show
a
to
key
serve.
factor.
Level.
Both men back to the table now for the start of this second end.
Love one. One all. One, two. Three, one.
The Korean now with 2-point advantage, 3-1. And up and under there with a little bit of side spin, taking the ball away from the German.
3-2.
Lighted the ball. between these two athletes. Both men having to strap their rackets to their hands because they find it so difficult to grip the blade. What a backhand there from Nicholas.
Time trial for the C1s and C2s and the C3s. There are 9 contestants in it. 5 minutes around 2 laps of the track. It's a straight one over there. All the medals.
Well, a very good afternoon to you, wherever you may be watching right around the world. My name's Amy Bainbridge. This is Paralympic Sport TV's coverage of the cycling track competition, and what a big afternoon we have ahead. I can tell you now, we have 4 gold medals to be decided. The event to kick us off in this there is Anita Roots from Austria, who's going to kick off proceedings this afternoon, the difficult job of being the first rider to go. This is her second event of the London 2012 Games. She's already finished the women's individual pursuit C1, 2 and 3 and finished 10th in that event. So all ready for the start now. This is a test of brute strength. There is no margin for error. You only get one chance at this, and it's 2 laps of this glorious velodrome that we have here at London 2012. It truly is a beautiful velodrome, and Anita Roots off to a very strong start here, and you can see the burn will already be starting to set in. So not many tactics in this race. Really, it's just a matter of getting a good, clean start, getting up to speed as quickly as possible and maintaining that speed, the absolute maximum speed that you can. So her first lap in 27 seconds. The world record for this event is 46.427, held by Jamie Paris in the C1 category. In the C2, 43.101. Anita Roots is riding in the C2 category, so there is a factor time of 89.06%. So raw time is around 49 seconds, but that is rounded down to 45.850. So we have 3 categories of athletes racing in this race this afternoon: C1, C2 and C3. The C1 athletes receive a factor score of 89.06%. C2 factor is 92.25%. So essentially that means the initial raw time that you see up on screen, if you're a C1 athlete, your finish time will be calculated at 89.06% of that. C2, 92.25. And our C3 athletes this afternoon, they do not get a factor time, so they will just have 100% of the time that they ride. So this afternoon we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 C2 athletes. We only have one C3, that's Simone Kennedy from Australia, and only one C1 athlete, and that is Jamie Paris, who's the world record holder in that particular category. So as I mentioned, the 46.427 world record held by Jamie Paris, that was set at the Beijing Paralympics in September 2008. So that also doubles as the Paralympic record in the C2 category, 43.101. Alida Nabrius, who is riding here this afternoon, she'll be the final rider. She is the world record holder, 43.101. And the world record in the C3 is held by Paula Testorio, 43.142. Zheng Xini from China is our next competitor, the second of 9 riders in this event this afternoon. She's already so popular because, of course, she had that fantastic result. She was so impressive in the women's C1, 2 and 3 pursuit on the first day of competition, taking the gold medal. So that is her pet event, but let's see what she can achieve here in this 500 metres time trial. She's off. Perhaps a little bit too much to the left that she would have liked, but Zheng, the 24-year-old, she's one of those champion cyclists from the Guangdong cycling team in southern China. So she was a little bit slow out of the starting blocks. We'll get a better idea as she goes past the 250-metre mark where she's at. So just a fraction slower than our first rider, Roots. But Zheng Xini, she's so popular here. The crowd absolutely love her, and she had such a fantastic reception on day one of these games when she raced. As she rounds the final bend, heads down the straight. I've got a feeling she's made up time. She certainly has. So we take a factor in account of 89.06 and 43.207. So that's enough to put her in the lead of this competition at this very early stage. Perhaps didn't have the start she would have liked, but she's still better off than a number of the cyclists we saw at the track session this morning. We had quite an extraordinary morning. A number of mechanicals in the men's event. First up this morning, the men's, it was the individual kilo, the B division, the vision impaired riders. So they were riding on their tandems, and two cyclists, one had a slipped chain, another ripped his entire chain ring off and had his cleat and crank attached to his shoe, and an official ran out to steady the bike, otherwise they would have toppled over sideways. It was quite extraordinary. And then the Great Britain pair right at the end were unable to fix a slipped chain and ended up having a did not finish, which was very disappointing indeed. But all is well here. This is another one of our C2 athletes, Teresa Dipaldova. This is her second appearance at these games. She came ninth in the women's individual C1, 2 and 3 pursuit. That was on day one of competition. Let's see what she can achieve here. It's a lovely start, lovely clean start. She tries to gather momentum as quickly as she can and get up to that top speed, and then the burn sets in. So another 24-year-old here, representing the Czech Republic, which has such a good pedigree of Paralympic cyclists, with Jiří Ježek to race later on this afternoon. She'll be wanting to set the scene for a victory for him this afternoon. So a slow first lap for Teresa Dipaldova, but it won't matter because she's got a little bit of momentum going now. It appears she's significantly increased her speed. So the time to beat, 46.836. So we'll wait for that factored time. She was just over 50 seconds initially, but that will be taken down to 46.578. So third position at this point, with another 6 riders still to come. So if you're still catching up with all the cycling news, don't forget you can check all the results on the Paralympics website, paralympic.org. Of course, after that day of high drama yesterday with Great Britain's Jody Cundy, pardon me, losing his temper somewhat when he believes the starting equipment was faulty, but officials ruled otherwise. Well, he's going to be riding off this afternoon in the individual pursuit final for bronze position. So he didn't ride well enough to get into the gold-silver ride-off, but he will race for bronze. So as I was saying, in the men's B 1 kilometre time trial, the kilo, Anthony Kappas and his partner Craig McLean, so they were the final pair to go, and their chain slipped, so they went to try and fix it, then they started again and their chain slipped yet again. So it really was a morning of extraordinary problems with the bikes at the velodrome. But now we have Simone Kennedy from Australia. She's already a silver medalist at these games. She won the silver in the women's individual C1, 2 and 3 pursuit. And she won the C3 500 metres time trial at the LA World Championships earlier this year. She's based in Parramatta in Sydney. Tom Scalander and Peter Brooks are her coaches. She only just started racing for Australia this year, so made her debut at those World Championships and did extremely well. And she is just 18 years of age. So a youngster with a big future, Simone Kennedy from Sydney, from Parramatta in Western Sydney. A little bit of a wobble out of the blocks, but she's corrected herself very quickly and she's away. So Simone Kennedy, the factored time to beat is 43.207, set by the Chinese rider from Guangdong province. So let's get an idea as she comes down the straight for the first time. She is under the time of Zheng Xinyi, and she looks as though she's gathering speed. This is a very, very good ride by the youngster, Simone Kennedy. Looking to push down that final straight, finish off in flourish, and she's done well. So the factored time, she is a C3 rider. Well, actually, she won't have a factored time. My apologies. So it's enough to get her in second place, 43.892. Hopefully I didn't confuse any of you too much, but no, Simone Kennedy is a C3 rider, so she's the only C3 rider to ride in this competition this afternoon. She doesn't receive a factored time. So Simone Kennedy, who made such an impression when she made her international debut at the UCI Paracycling Track World Championships in LA earlier this year with 2 gold medals, one in this event in her C3 category. Well, she's in the silver medal position at the moment. As we approach the halfway mark of the competition, 9 riders in total. Raquel Asinas Poncelis is rider number 5. She'll appear on your screen momentarily. Here she is. Decorated entirely with Spanish colours, if you get a glimpse of her ponytail. Showing an absolute commitment to the cause. So Asinas Poncelis is a C2 rider. She came 7th in the individual C1, 2 and 3 pursuit. And of course, Asinas Poncelis will be, after today, preparing for the road racing events which begin next Wednesday here in London. A good start by Asinas Poncelis. Get an early indication of how good that start was. She's well under the pace set by Zheng Xini. She gathers momentum, finds her rhythm. She's half a second in front at this point. What can she maintain? What is this woman capable of? The crowd is absolutely behind Asinas Poncelis. She grinds down the straight. So she's a C2 athlete. Let's get the calculation. So that's good enough for third position, 44.159. So she got away to an excellent start, and on the first lap was looking like she was going to be a real threat to Zheng Xini's leadership of this competition, but not so now. She's just going to have to wait and see whether she can remain in the medal standings. Now we've got a number of talented riders still to come. We've got Jamie Paris, world record holder from Australia, Alison Jones from the United States, He Yin from China, and Alida Nobres from the Netherlands. So no Great Britain riders in this particular field. The crowd's going to have to wait a little longer. But here we have Jamie Paris, the reigning Beijing champion in the C1 category. And she's also from Western Sydney. She's based with the Penrith Cycling Club. Tom Scalander is her coach. So Jamie, as a C1 rider, the only C1 rider in this competition, she's entitled to a C1 factor of 89.06%. Lovely start. So Jamie competed in this event in Beijing, set a world record for her particular category, which is the C1, and during that she won a bronze in Beijing when the three categories were grouped together. Gritting her teeth, you can see the exertion from Jamie Paris. So, she's doing extremely well, almost 3 seconds ahead of Zheng Xini as she rounds the final corner. Down the home straight, what can she do? A new world record, Jamie Paris from Australia. Sensational ride at the velodrome. And the emotion on her face, in fact, I believe she may have been overcome by emotion now. Factor time of 40.476. Oh, congratulations, Jamie Paris. Gee, what a day we're having here at the velodrome. World records falling all over the place, but Jamie Paris has absolutely smashed the mark she set previously by 6 entire seconds. That is extraordinary. Not sure exactly what happened there. She hit something on the track, but that may have been after she'd finished. So I don't think that was a huge, yes, it was the London 2012 guide, if you like. She clipped it. She was absolutely emotional, and big congratulations to Jamie Paris. What a fantastic achievement. So she is sitting well clear of Zheng Xini now. 3 seconds clear. Simone Kennedy just hanging in there in the placings at the moment, but we've still got Ellison Jones, He Yin and Alida Nobrius to race. So that was Zheng Xini just reassessing what the afternoon holds for her. Will she still stay in the medal count? She's second at the moment. So Alison Jones, a warm welcome for her from the crowd. She's already claimed a bronze medal at these games, so we've got a number of women who've already performed extremely well on day one of competition. She has won 2 bronze World Championship medals in this event. Alison Jones, she's away for the United States of America. Drops in almost a little too far there, but finds her line, and she's away. So Alison Jones out of her saddle, trying to reach top speed as quickly as possible. She's almost going to spend the full lap out of the saddle. She's sat down now, right on the front of her saddle, trying to get an aerodynamic position that also complements the power she needs for this race. So she comes around, the time to beat 43.876, 45.406, and there will be a factor element because she is a C2 rider. Alison Jones, 41.887. And that is indeed a new world record for the C2 category. She's pretty happy about that. So that means Zheng Xini is now in the bronze medal position after such a strong ride by the Chinese rider earlier in the competition. So, next up we have another Chinese athlete. Yet again, a star from the Guangdong cycling team, He Yin. She came 6th in the women's individual pursuits classes 1, 2 and 3. She's a C2 athlete. Jamie Paris there, still emotional and enjoying the support of her coaching staff there. What a fantastic achievement. So Jamie Paris leading the competition. She will get a medal regardless of what happens, but it's whether she can stay in the gold medal position or is relegated to silver or bronze. We'll find out after the next 2 rides. So we've got He Yin from China, and then following her, the final rider of this competition is Alida Nobrius. So, He Yin gets organised on her bike. Also coached by Li Peng and Wei Jiang Tao. Just giving herself the last little pep up. Nice start there from He Yin. The coach runs alongside her, cheers her on, tells her to get going. And she's away. We'll get an early indication. Well, she's going very, very fast indeed. It was an excellent start by He Yin. Well, this is the question. Is she going to challenge Jamie Paris for the gold medal? She's more than a second faster at this point. He Yin on her second lap. The Chinese athlete's so popular here in London. The crowd really urging her on. What can she do? 40, that is another world record. Goodness, the world records are falling all over the place. So poor Jamie Paris, well, she set a world record, but with a factored time, 39.158. He Yin has smashed that record by 3/4 of a second. And what a result for the Chinese. So that means that Zheng Xini is now out of the medal tally. Jamie Paris is second. Alison Jones from the United States is third. And there's still one rider to come, so a question mark remains over those final standings. Will Alida Nabrius be able to squeeze her way in there as well? So our next cyclist, Alida Nabrius from the Netherlands, only began cycling in June 2011. She had also competed in alpine skiing at an elite level. So you'll see that Jamie Paris has still got a world record mark next to her name. That's because although all these athletes are still racing together this afternoon, Jamie Paris has set a C1 world record, and He Yin has set a C2 world record. However, their results are grouped together for an overall result in the gold, silver, bronze result. That is a very good looking bike. Koga. So Alida Nabrius won this event at the World Championships in LA earlier this year in the C2 category. So what can she achieve here? I'll tell you what, nerves are going to be running high. She's just seen some brilliant rides in front of her. She knows exactly what she has to do. Can she do it? Will she be fast enough? Nice start. So important to hammer it down and get up to top speed as quickly as possible. Looking very good. She drops down onto the time trialing bar, so clearly very comfortable. She is a fraction of a second in front of this time that's already been set by He Yin. Can we see the world record be broken again? Nabrius is getting around here in world record time. She looks fantastic. Excellent position on the bike, down on the time trialing bars as she comes around to enter the final straight. The crowd is going absolutely wild. What have we got? Oh, she's just fallen short. 39.174. So that's enough for second position. Jamie Paris from Australia will take the bronze medal. Alida Nabrius, a little disappointed, shakes her head just slightly, but gee, she can't be disappointed with that. The field this afternoon has been outstanding. I can tell you what, she probably feels like she wants to throw up right now after that extreme exertion. There you go, 18 thousandths of a second. So, Abreus, bit of a smile there, but also trying to suck in the oxygen and recover from that exertion. So Jamie Paris taking the bronze, Abreus taking the silver, He Yin taking the gold medal this afternoon. So that was all over very quickly in the end, wasn't it? The women's 500 metres time trial, C1 to 3, but we do have plenty more for you to come this afternoon. Next up, we have the women's C4 to 5 individual time trial. In fact, we have 14 competitors in that race as opposed to 9 that was in the previous. And I tell you what, I expect the Chinese to do very well in this race also. Ran Jianping, who's the world C4 record holder, she is racing. Sarah Story from Great Britain is the final rider. She is going to bring the house down. So if we have a look, you can see a great view of the middle of the track there. Every country has their own little pen set up, decorated with their country flags. So, the next event underway already. So, Anina Schillig from Switzerland is going to be the first rider in the women's individual C4 to 5 500 metres time trial. Megan Fisher will follow her, and then another Swiss rider, Sarah Trottola, will ride after that. Kirsten Brachendorf from Germany, Roxanne Burns from South Africa, Alexandra Green from Australia, Anna Harkowska, who performed so well earlier in the competition in the individual pursuit, from Poland. She'll ride at number 7. Marie-Claude Molnar from Canada, number 8. Fiona Southorn from New Zealand at number 9. Then we have Jennifer Schubel from the States. We've got Sue Powell from Australia, Greta Niemenes from the States, Ran Jianping from China, and Sarah Story. The very last rider for Great Britain will round out the field. But this rider you can see in front of you right now is Anina Schillig. She has already competed in the women's individual C5 pursuit. So the C5 riders, they get no corrected time. The C4 riders factor is 99.40%, so not a huge difference really there. But Anina Schillig rode in the C5 pursuit, finished 10th. The 32-year-old. A good start. Anina Schillig from Switzerland in this individual time trial. So the effort on her face, she's out of the saddle, finally sits down after half a lap and tries to find her rhythm and maintain this speed. So it seems about an even split between C4 and C5 category riders in this lineup of 14 riders this afternoon. I'll bring you more accurate figures on that shortly. However, right now, the woman of the moment is Anina Schillig. What has she managed to achieve? 43.248. You're watching Paralympic Sport TV. Our coverage of the track cycling Day 3 of London 2012. My name's Amy Bainbridge and we are into the second gold medal event of the afternoon. So this is the women's individual C4 to 5 500 metres time trial. Next athlete is Megan Fisher from the United States of America. She is a C4 category rider. So she will be entitled to a factor time of 99.40%. And she has already taken a silver medal at these London 2012 Games in the women's individual C4 pursuit. That came on day 1 of competition. She'll want to be following that up. Little test there. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there's been a lot of mechanical problems this morning at the track. So Megan Fisher out here to have a great time. Focus, deep breath, and focus on the task at hand. A decent start, a solid start there. Certainly now she's managing to build up speed. So Megan Fisher, the silver medalist from 2 days ago, is already making up some ground on Anina Schillig. With 1 lap to go in this 500 metres time trial, she grits her teeth, putting so much effort and force. And the burn in her legs at this point will be extraordinary. And she's certainly giving it all that she has. And what do we have here? She's taken some time off Anina Schillig's time. And will be comfortably in first position ahead of Schillig. Wonder if that's mum there in the stands. So 42.178. The mark to beat thus far in this competition. Megan Fisher. So we're back to Switzerland again for the next competitor this afternoon in the 500 metres time trial. So here we have our next competitor, a C5 category athlete, Sarah Tretola. She's not entitled to a factoring time in her overall time this afternoon. She's already raced in the women's individual C5 pursuit at these games. She ranked 9th in that event. So after this afternoon, the 28-year-old rather. My maths is a little bit off there, but she will then prepare for the road racing, which begins next Wednesday. Sarah Tretola. A clean start. Our international channel viewers joining us on Paralympic Sport TV, you've just reached us in time to see the efforts of Sarah Tretola racing in the women's individual C4 500 metres time trial. And her time, well, it's not good enough to put her in the lead of the competition. It's good enough to put her in third position out of the 3 riders at this point. So Sarah Totola from Switzerland is the 3rd rider of 14 that we'll see competing this afternoon in the women's individual C4 500 metres time trial. And we've already this afternoon completed the women's individual C1, 2 and 3 500 metres time trial, of which Chinese rider He Yin set a world record and was the victor. Alida Nobrius from the Netherlands came second, and Jamie Paris from Australia came third in that event. My name's Amy Bainbridge. Great to have your company with us wherever you might be watching around the world. I'm glad you could join us this afternoon. The track cycling, well, it's been probably not quite as much drama as yesterday, but still plenty to keep the crowds interested here. And this afternoon we're going to see another 3 gold medals decided. So 1 gold medal in this event and then 2 men's events. And this morning in the men's individual pursuit, it was quite dramatic because we had a couple of mechanicals, a pedal popped out, and then in the men's kilo for the B classification, there were not 1 but 3 mechanical issues in that race. And in the end, the British rider Anthony Capes was unable to compete in that race. His chain slipped twice, and in the end they abandoned their attempt. But let's focus now on the German rider in front of us, Kirsten Brachendorf. She's a C5 rider, and if you are just getting up to speed with what's going on here, we've got the C4 and C5 riders grouped together. C4 factor for the riders is 99.40%, so their time will be adjusted, but not for Kirsten Brachendorf. She's a C5 rider, so it's 100%. Oh, goodness, she's veered wildly off the track there, but corrected herself and off she went. It may just have been a rider error there. Otherwise, she would have pulled over and asked for her attempt again. Although after what happened yesterday with Jodie Cunty, perhaps she's not taking any chances. So not a great start here for Kirsten Brachendorf. She ranked 8th in the women's C5 pursuit on day 1 of competition. She's making up for lost time here though. A very poor start, but what can she achieve as she comes around down the final bend, the final straight? That is good enough to put her in 2nd position, 43.186. So good enough for 2nd. However, we do have a number of quality cyclists still to race, including Ran Janping, the current world record holder in the C4 classification, and then Sarah Story, the Brit, who will be a crowd favourite. We also have Susan Powell from Australia and a couple of very good American riders as well. Greta Niemenis is one of them. Anna Harkowska, she's already won a silver medal. She's from Poland and she'll be racing at number 7. But next up we have Roxanne Burns from South Africa racing at number 5. So a total of 14 women this afternoon in this competition. And then after this competition concludes, we'll then head on to the medal rounds for the men's individual C4 pursuit final and the men's individual C5 pursuit final. So plenty happening here at the velodrome. It's very warm, headed into the main stadium at lunchtime, and at the start of today it was around 28 degrees. It's a very low roof. Perhaps the heat in, and when there's a lot of bodies in there, as there has been for these cycling events, it gets pretty stuffy and uncomfortable. So this is Roxanne Burns. This is her second of 3 events that she's competing in here at London 2012. She's away well. A better start for Roxanne Burns. Ian Roger is her coach. yelling on from the sidelines there. So Roxanne Burns getting up to speed quite nicely. We'll get an indication in just a moment of how well she's tracking. So very well indeed. 0.290 ahead of the leading time at the moment. Roxanne Burns, the crowd giving her plenty of support. What can she achieve in this final half lap? 42.879. She's a C4 athlete, so we'll wait for the calculated time. 42.621, my apologies. So that's good enough to put her into second place. We still have 8 riders left to come this afternoon. So Megan Fisher still leading the competition with a factored time of 42.178. So this afternoon in the men's individual C4 pursuit, we'll have Jodie Cundy from Great Britain racing against Diego German Duanes Gomez from Colombia for the bronze. So that's, of course, after Jodie Cundy's pretty dreadful day yesterday. And Karel Edward Novak from Romania will race against champion Jiri Jezek from the Czech Republic. But next up here in this current event, this is Alex Green from Australia. So, Alex Green, the coaches are Tom Scalander and Michael Popperwell. She's already got a bronze medal at London 2012. What can she achieve in this event? Of course, we'll switch her focus to road cycling for next week. She's away cleanly. A big task ahead. Don't forget, there's some quality riders, all with real medal chances to come after Alex Green. So really, she needs an excellent time here. She needs a good time to have any hope of remaining in as a medal chance. So 1 lap in, she's racing extremely well. So Alex Green rounding the final turn as she comes down the straight. We'll get a good indication here. Wow, 42.095. And that is enough to put her in the lead of the competition. That is the factored time. So Alex Green will go to the top of the table now, pushing down Megan Fisher and Roxanne Burns. Remembering, though, that we've got Anna Harkowska up next. So with the women's individual C4 500 metres time trial, there's no final after this. This is the final, essentially. You start, you get one go, and that is it. So very happy Alex Green there, and as she should be. But this happiness is always tempered with not knowing what everyone else is going to achieve this afternoon. So now a matter of watching and waiting. So this woman on your screen is Anna Harkowska, who's already had success at these games with a silver medal in the women's individual C5 pursuit. So she is a C5 athlete. No factoring time will come into play here. Now they're just double checking all the starting equipment here. After, of course, the drama that was yesterday, we have seen some pretty careful organisation here. Not that they're always blasé, but particularly this morning during the men's session, and we had a couple of mechanical issues. Everyone was just double checking everything extra carefully. So Anna Harkowska not opting for the extra strap over the shoes. I tell you what, after seeing what happened this morning, I certainly would. Distinctive helmet that she's chosen. So Anna Harkowska is off. And she's off to a blistering start, almost a full second ahead of Alexandra Green on the clock. And this is a lovely ride from Anna Harkowska from Poland. Looking so good, so strong, and such a beautiful cycling technique. Very still on the bike, head still. She gets across the line. Oh my goodness, she's blown them out of the water. 39.599. Wow, that is, well, 2.5 seconds clear of Alexandra Green. What an incredible performance. But do you get the feeling that the women this afternoon are just going to get faster and faster? We've still got some quality to come. And some cyclists do find it easier going first and getting their performance straight out of the way, but many cyclists find it easier to watch first and know how fast they need to go, so they know exactly what they need to do to be in the medal placings. But this was a very impressive ride. Still outside world record time. The world record for the C5 athletes by Zhou Jifang is 36.724. Paralympic record 36.937. That was set at the last Paralympic Games in Beijing. So the euphoria that Alex Green would have felt may be subsiding rapidly as she watches these other women better her time. Anna Harkowska is the first. This is Marie-Claude Molnar. She's a C4 athlete from Canada, so she's entitled to a factoring time. So still and focused. Oh, very good start there by Molnar. She came fourth in the women's C4 pursuit on on day one rather. That was Thursday of competition here in London. And third in the 500 metres time trial at the LA Championships, LA World Championships. So Molnar, one lap down, she's a little off pace, 1.20 seconds off the pace, in fact. She may be able to make up some time here. She turns the corner down the straight. And that's good enough for fourth at this point. We'll just wait till the factor time comes into it because she is a C4 athlete, 42.228. Still good enough for fourth position. So out of the medal count this afternoon. So next up we have Fiona Southorn, who is a C5 athlete from New Zealand. And she's already has a bronze medal to her name in the women's individual C5 pursuit. And her goal was, of course, to win a medal of any kind at these games, and she's done just that. But can she get another one to her name? So Fiona Southorn, as a C5 athlete, won't be entitled to the factoring time here. So Fiona Southorn, a 44-year-old from New Zealand, is away cleanly. Perhaps would list her individual pursuit as her more favoured event, but let's see what she's able to achieve in the individual time trial. She looks like she's getting a decent speed up here, 1.5 seconds off the pace, but I wouldn't be surprised if she improves on that in her second lap. 1.808 off the pace. Streams down the home straight, and that is a very good time. It's enough to put her in the second position. So that means Megan Fisher from the United States is now being pushed out of the medal standings. Fiona Southorn goes into the silver medal position. Alex Green from Australia is now in the bronze position after leading the competition earlier. As we make our way through this list of competitors, next up we have rider 10 out of 14, so still a few to go, still 5 to go here. Jennifer Schubel from the United States is a C5 athlete, so she'll be next up at the velodrome. So Fiona Southorn, she's thrilled with her performance. It's great to see. So, Jennifer Schubel, she's a good road cyclist. She won a silver and a gold medal, a silver in Beijing in the road time trial, and in the road race at the World Championships in Italy in 2009, she won a gold medal. And in Beijing in 2008, she won a gold medal in the LC1, LC2, CP4 500 metre time trial category. So the categories have been adjusted this time around. We have fewer categories. They are different. Jennifer Schubel from the United States of America. Lovely clean start and a fast start too. So Jennifer Schubel out of the saddle. Grinding down. This is a good ride. Lovely. She has indeed gotten off to a very fast start. 0.602 ahead of the next fastest time. And she's increasing that lead now. So Jennifer Schubel, she's a C5 athlete. So what you see is what you get with the time on the screen. There will be no adjustment. And this is a sensational performance as she heads down the straight, and wow, 37.941. That's enough to put her in the top position. So Jennifer Schubel, the new leader of this competition. Anna Harkowska now pushed down to second. Fiona Southorn in third, Alex Green in fourth. So, actual time 37.941 from Jennifer Schubel. And she'll be very happy with that. Still outside the world record, however, for C5 athletes, which is 36.724. But you do kind of get the feeling that as we creep through this competition, that may indeed be up for reckoning, that world record. So Anna Harkowska getting interviewed there by the official broadcast service journalists in the mixed zone. Smiling a lot, so clearly she feels pretty comfortable with how she's gone. Now this is Sue Powell from Canberra. Sue, who I do know, I rode with Sue at the Canberra Vikings Cycling Club. She's a fierce competitor, an excellent road cyclist, but she's already won a gold medal on the track here in the individual pursuit. She's a C4 category athlete, so she's entitled to a factored time here. So there'll be plenty of people watching at Sue's home club in her hometown of Canberra, the capital of Australia. And she's got to be feeling great after winning that women's individual C4 pursuit. Silver in this event in the LA World Championships earlier this year. Come on, Sue. A great start by Sue Powell. Strength through her legs is extraordinary. She's out of the seat, pedaling around, still out of the saddle. So about half a second off the pace at the moment, but she's gaining momentum. 1 second off the pace. So Sue Powell, can she get herself into the running for a medal, for her second medal of these games? She comes around down the final straight. Sue Powell, a new Paralympic record for her category, and that slipped her into third position. Congratulations, Sue Powell. 39.702. So that beats Yi Yaping's Paralympic record of 41.133. Sue Powell has ridden a 39.702. She is having a cracking time at these London 2012 games. So, 3 riders still to come. Greta Niemenis is next. She's from the United States. You can see her preparing to mount her bike there. She's a C5 athlete. She came 7th in the women's individual C5 pursuit. And she won silver at the World Championships in Los Angeles earlier this year, and also silver in the individual C5 pursuit. And in Manchester 2009, silver as well in this very event. And she's away, cleanly away. Greta Niemenis, 24-year-old, born in Chicago. Coached by Nicola Cranmer at a club level and Craig Griffin at the national level. So what have we got here from Greta Niemenis? She's just under a second off the pace at this point. Exertion is extraordinary, the pain and the lactic build-up in the muscle. This is a difficult event. The power required is immense. And so, 39.621. She's just edged out Sue Powell from the bronze medal position. Greta Niemenis is just in the bronze medal position, but I do doubt she'll be able to stay there because the next two, the final two riders we have, are just so good. So, the next rider up is Ran Jianping from China. So, Greta Niemenis. So at the moment we've got United States leading this competition. Jennifer Schubel with the fastest time, 37.941. Anna Harkowska in second place from Poland. She'll be desperately hoping she can stay in this medal race, but with two very talented riders to come, this could be difficult. Greta Niemenis, who's in the bronze medal position. But this is Ran Jianping. So, the reigning C4 world record holder. She set that record in Los Angeles in February this year. So, Ran Jianping is 27 years old, turns 28 in December. Came 5th in the women's individual C4 pursuit, but is the reigning world champion in this event. She also won the World Championships last year in this very event. She took up serious training in cycling in 2008, perhaps inspired by events in her home country that hosted such a successful 2008 Paralympics. And she's away. A very good start, looking very sharp. Ran Jianping, yet another member of the Guangdong cycling team. Li Peng is the national coach, as well as Wei Jiangtao. And this is a very good ride indeed. So 0.273 behind. She is entitled to a factor time for a C4 athlete. Ran Jianping has the crowd behind her. The Chinese athlete's so popular here, and she's managed to get over the line in a new world record. 38.194. Ran Jianping breaking her own world record by less than a second, but a new world record. Well, with the factored time, it's well over a second. And that is going to move her into second place in the overall standings. So Anna Harkowska just hanging in there in the bronze medal position at this point. The competition is still being led by Jennifer Schubel. So Ran Jianping will get a medal, but what colour will it be? So the biggest support of the day will come for this next athlete, Sarah Story. So Sarah Story, big expectations from the home crowd on her. She already has a gold medal at these games. She's away cleanly, a lovely start, very smooth. And the roar speaks for itself. Such a popular competitor here every time she races. Can the crowd urge her on? So not far off the pace at all. She's gathering momentum. Sarah Story. She heads around the velodrome. She's hit the front. She's not entitled to a factor time, so what you see is what you get on the screen. Sarah Story, she's won the gold medal in front of her home crowd, her second gold medal of these games. Well, you couldn't script it better, could you? The final rider of this competition knew exactly what she had to do, and she could do it. Now, I believe, no, she's missed out on setting a Paralympic record by just a couple of thousandths of. That means Jennifer Schubel will take the silver medal, Ran Jianping will take the bronze, Anna Harkowska has been relegated out of the medal standings to fourth position, followed by Greta Niemann, Susan Powell, Fiona Southorn, Alex Green, Megan Fisher, Marie-Claude Molnar, Roxanne Burns, Kirsten Brachendorf, Anina Schillig, and then finally rounding out the competition, Sarah Tritola. Little baby there with some noise-cancelling headphones on. He's pretty happy about things, looking very relaxed. But Sarah Story enjoying her time with her family and loving the atmosphere. Time for a victory lap. Sarah Story, this is exactly what the crowd wanted to see here this afternoon. So 36.997. And she's still got 2 road race events to come, and that will be very interesting indeed. Can she make it 4 from 4, 4 golds from 4 attempts? That is the question. So, 2 more medal events to come this afternoon. Thoroughly enjoying the moment. So Sarah Story, who only started cycling in 2005 after a very successful career as a Paralympic swimmer. Into the ride-off for the final medals in the men's individual C4 pursuit finals and the men's individual C5 pursuit as well. I dare say we're going to have a medal ceremony before that, though. Thanks for joining us on Paralympic Sport TV. If you want to give us any feedback on our coverage, you can always go to our Facebook site. You can watch all our channels during the games at paralympic.org. Our Facebook site is facebook.com/Paralympic Games. My name's Amy Bainbridge, and it is great to have your company this afternoon. Where we are live from London, it's 3:20 in the afternoon here, so we've still got about an hour or so of action.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the women's individual C1 to C3 500 metres time trial. Please welcome your medalists. The medals will be presented by Her Royal Highness Princess Margriet of the Netherlands, member of the Honorary Board of the International Paralympic Committee, accompanied by Mrs. Rita van Driel, Governing Board Member of the International Paralympic Committee. Bronze medalist, representing Australia, Jamie Paris. Silver medalist, representing the Netherlands, Helena Nobles. gold medalist and Paralympic champion, representing the People's Republic of China, He Ying. Ladies and gentlemen, as is customary, will those who are able please stand for the national anthem of the People's Republic of China. Ladies and gentlemen, your Paralympic medalists.
Well, that was a very emotional moment for He Yin. And what a sensational ride she had in that women's time trial. The C1 to 3. It was a very tight contest in the end. Chinese doing so very well, as expected, at these Paralympic Games, and they're on top of the medal tally, a total of 15 gold medals in all across the 3 days of the competition thus far, a total of 39 medals. The host country has moved well up now into second position, 8 gold, 11 silver, 9 bronze and 28 medals in total. Ukraine is coming third, 7 golds, 5 silver, 5 bronze. Australia is fourth, 7 golds, 4 silver and 9 bronze. Russia is coming fifth in the medal tally, 5, 4, 3, total of 12 medals. And the United States follows Russia, then comes Germany, Nigeria, Canada and Brazil, rounding out the top 10. I do hope you can stay with us here on Paralympic Sport TV. Not too far away, we're going to have the
ladies and gentlemen,
men's individual C4 pursuit final. And the gold medal ride-off, I tell you what, I can't wait to see this. Novak, Karel Edward Novak from Romania is racing off against Jiří Ježek from the Czech Republic. Jiří Ježek did hold the world record in this event until this morning. It was broken by Karel Edward Novak. And this is going to be a very, very interesting final. After that, of course, we'll have the final of the men's individual C5 pursuit category. So both of these races are over 4,000 metres. And I'll tell you what, that was a very interesting morning as well. Liu Xinyang is going to be racing against Igor Dementiev from the Ukraine. But the real one to watch is going to be that race for gold. Michael Gallagher broke the Games, of course, had that disaster yesterday. He felt that there was a technical failure in the equipment in the starting blocks and waved his hand, wanted to restart. The officials ruled that it was a rider error. They wouldn't let him restart, so it was a DNF he was awarded instead, and he absolutely, it's fair to say, lost it. And had a tirade of expletives at officials, and then actually, to his credit, came back later and apologised to the crowd and to everyone and to all the officials for his behaviour. But it does really highlight the the terrific amount of work that goes into preparing for an event like this over 4 years, and then for something like that to go wrong, the emotion that's caught up in that, well, it was plain for all to see. So that was Diego German Duanes Gomez, who rode extremely well this morning. Okay, so first hurdle over, a clean start for both athletes. Jody Cundy can now just let his cycling do the talking. We'll get an early indication of who got the best start. However, doesn't mean a whole lot at this stage because, of course, we are over 4,000 metres. This is an absolute test of endurance, and goodness me, I think just trying to work out what happened there, but it appears that Jody Cundy has gotten off to a flying start. He has indeed. So he's going to be in hot pursuit of Duanes Gomez. And unlike this morning's qualifying, if Jody Cundy can catch Gomez and overtake him, then Gomez will be eliminated, the race will stop, and Cundy will claim the bronze medal. So that was different to this morning, where everyone still raced even if they were overtaken because they still needed a qualifying time. You continued on if someone overtook you. However, it looks as though Cundy is going to end this race very, very quickly. He wants this bronze medal. He's out there to get it. And look at this. Oh, my goodness. He's riding so hard and so fast. All he needs to do is get around Duanes Gomez, and this race will be over. So there you have it, a bronze medal for Jody Cundy. After all that happened yesterday, he rode himself into a finals position today, and now he has the bronze medal in front of his home crowd. And that race did not last very long at all. So Duanes Gomez, he'll be very disappointed with that. But full credit to Cundy, he's managed to recover from an awful day yesterday where he said he was very, very embarrassed about his behaviour and what he did. And he's come out today, put that behind him, and he's ridden well, and ridden exceptionally well actually, to take the bronze medal. So it was a good start. And the crowd has somewhat forgiven him for his antics yesterday. He's made amends and has taken the bronze medal. But really doesn't have a whole lot of time to celebrate because we're quickly moving forward to what is going to be a very, very close final indeed. A very interesting final. So next up, the new world record holder, who is Karel Edward Novak from Romania, is racing against the reigning champion, Jiri Jezek from the Czech Republic. Here he is, the great champion, Jiri Jezek. So the reigning Paralympic champion Jiri Jezic against the new world record holder Diego Jimenduanez Gomez from Romania. Clean start for both. They're away. So a very difficult race, a huge test of endurance over 4,000 metres. We can't read too much into the first lap or so with two riders who should be so evenly matched. Jiri Jezic just off the pace at the moment, but once he reaches his top speed, I suggest he'll be very, very difficult to beat. This man on the screen at the moment has a world record of 4 minutes 40.315. As you can see, the gap is somewhat wound down. It's very close. Jezic's made up a small bit of ground there. But really, I think the crowd is a little split on who they should support, so generously are just looking to support both riders and applaud good cycling. Jezic seems to be dropping back a little bit slightly, ever so slightly again, but we're not even close to the halfway mark now, so we're just going to have to be patient. Jezic dropping off slightly more. We're certainly not going to see the scenario of the race ending quickly because these two men are far more evenly matched. So Jiri Jezic, much loved athlete, very decorated Paralympian. Looking comfortable, no need to panic right now. But he has fallen off by 1.5 seconds. So at the moment, Novak is easily in the lead. And gaining. So 1.851 seconds. Jiri Jezic trails Novak. Novak from Romania. And it looks as though the gap has wound, yes, just a little further out. So 2.102. So Jiri Jezic's got his work cut out for him. He's going to really need to start hammering here if he wants that gold medal. So it looks as though the Romanian is in with a chance here of catching Jezic and ending this race before we reach the 4 kilometre mark. Novak riding extremely well. If he doesn't catch him, perhaps he'll be in line to break his own world record. So there'll come a point here where Novak gets around the corner and may just be able to spy Jezic on the straight. So the crowd really getting behind Novak now, urging him on to greatness with 2 laps to go. And this is a quality race by the defending champion and the new world record holder. 1 lap to go. I don't think Novak can catch him. Going to need something pretty special from Jezic if he's going to stay in this, but it looks as though Novak He's going to be outside his world record time, 51.063 kilometres an hour. So, Karel Eduard Novak from Romania wins a gold medal for his country. Creating history along the way. Well, the emotion there. So now Karel Eduard Novak is the world record holder and the Paralympic champion. He's 36 years of age. Before he had an accident, he was the national junior speed skater 10 times. So, indeed, his sporting career is now reaching new heights. Jiri Jezek, well, simply beaten by the better man on the day. And I'll just confirm for you whether that is in fact Romania's first gold medal of these games. Hasn't even been put on the medal tally yet, so it appears it will be. It is actually Romania's first medal of these games. Not just first gold medal, first medal of these games. Took a wild veer to the right, but he's okay. But not entirely surprising when you've ridden an endurance event this morning of 4 kilometres, an endurance speed event, and have to back up this afternoon. So not surprising that he's 2 seconds slower. So, Romania's first medal of these games, and the celebration, the excitement, the respect between these two competitors. Jiri Jezek seems pretty happy. He knows he's been beaten by a quality rider who performed extremely well this morning. So Jiri Jezek will now turn his attention, of course, to the road racing. Although he does have one more event, the mixed C1 to 5 team sprint. That's on tomorrow. So tomorrow's the final day of the track cycling here at London 2012. And then we have a break for a few days before heading into the road cycling, which begins on Wednesday. First, though, we'll have a medal ceremony before our final gold medal of the afternoon, which is the men's individual C5 pursuit, and that is going to bring the house down, because I tell you what, it is the world record holder and Paralympic champion up against a Great Britain rider.
The medals will be presented by Ms. Maria Gulagina, member of the Honorary Board of the International Paralympic Committee, accompanied by the Honourable Ed Vasey MP, Minister for Culture, Communications and Creative Industries. Bronze medalist, representing the People's Republic of China, Zhuan Xiaoping. silver medalist. Representing the United States of America, Jennifer Schubel. Gold medalist and Paralympic champion, representing Great Britain, Sarah Story. Ladies and gentlemen, as is customary, will those who are able please stand for the national anthem of Great Britain. Ladies and gentlemen, your Paralympic medalists.
So yet another reason for the host nation to celebrate Sarah Story, an emotional Sarah Story there receiving her gold medal for the time trial event that she won. So the crowd on its feet here at the velodrome at the Olympic Park, but still more excitement to come. I tell you what, this is going to be a fantastic set of finals races. The men's individual C5 pursuit, the race distance again is 4,000 metres. There was a world record set this morning by Michael Gallagher from Australia of 4 minutes 30.012. Yu Xinyang is going to be racing off against Igor Dementiev from the Ukraine. And Ukraine is doing extremely well in the medal standings at the moment, coming third. So after this final, we'll have another 2 presentations of medals as well. at the velodrome. Liu Xinyang is based with the Liaoning cycling team in China. It's overseen by the national coaches Li Peng and Wei Jiangtao. Lists mountain biking as one of his favourite things to do in his spare time. He's also already achieved a bronze medal in the men's individual C4 to 5 1 kilometre time trial, the kilo. So C5 athletes. So this on your screen is Liu Xinyang from China. He's just 20 years of age, so what a big future he'll have. He would have just been a 16-year-old when he saw what was happening in his home country with the Beijing Paralympics, and no doubt that has spurred him on to be where he is today. Igor Dementiev from the Ukraine doing so well in the medal standings. Igor's a 25-year-old. No issues with the start. Both riders away and away well. So this test of endurance, the bronze medal race. Igor Dementiev came 8th, finished in 8th position in that 1 kilometre time trial C4 to 5 category. But he does have the early advantage. Got away to the better start of the two, but Liu Xinyang, I do suspect he will quickly make up some ground. And that he has. Hasn't taken him long at all. So, of course, if he laps his competitor, that will end the race and he'll be awarded the bronze medal. So already Liu Xinyang making up a fair bit of ground after getting off to a relatively poor start. Making up ever so slightly, just bit by bit, so just over 1.7 seconds in front of the Ukrainian. And times are about stable at the moment, so he's extended his lead ever so slightly, and I kind of get the feeling if Liu Xinyang can pick up the pace a bit, he might be in with a chance of slight gains at this point. Nothing huge. And that's it, he's finally managed to blow it out to just over 2 seconds. So Liu Xinyang, barring any great catastrophes, is looking pretty comfortable to take the bronze medal in this race. Whether he can make up enough ground to threaten Dementiev and think about lapping him, that is an interesting prospect. So now he's blown it out to 2.659 seconds, the lead over Dementiev. Riding very consistently, just gradually making up time, and possibly look at the prospect of overtaking Dementiev. So working away, and that gap has definitely grown. So a very solid ride from Liu Xin Yang. So continues his pursuit. Now he's getting a glimpse of him down the straight. Does he have enough in the tank to go for it? Remembering that both these gentlemen rode this morning and rode a 4-kilometre pursuit this morning. They've only had a few hours to back up, to get some rest and some recovery. Liu Xin Yang looking very comfortable. 1 lap to go, and you'd have to think that he has got his hands on that bronze medal, provided nothing catastrophic happens. But Dementiev just not strong enough today. So Liu Xin Yang will claim the bronze medal. Congratulations, Liu Xin Yang. The youngster from Liaoning in China. So China successful yet again in the track cycling. John Allen Butterworth, well, riding for Great Britain, he is going to bring the house down this afternoon. He will be so popular. The roar when the GB athletes are competing is just absolutely deafening. You can see the shape of the velodrome. It traps the sound in. It's very warm as well. So Michael Gallagher so he won this event in Beijing 4 years ago. Can he defend his Paralympic title? So Michael Gallagher, the 33-year-old. Versus John Allen Butterworth, the 26-year-old. So this is Michael Gallagher's first event of these games, and as you just heard there, John Allen Butterworth won a silver medal in the men's individual C4 to 5 1-kilometre time trial, so he will be out to get gold, but Michael Gallagher might have something to say about that. Absolutely smashed the world record this morning, Michael Gallagher, that had only just been beaten by Butterworth minutes before. So both away cleanly. And this crowd, what excitement there is here this afternoon. I tell you what, I reckon Butterworth will get off to a very good start simply because the crowd will push him along. But Michael Gallagher, well, he'll use it to his advantage as well. He's slightly behind at this very early stage. There's not much in it at all. But John Allen Butterworth, he will be lapping this up, soaking in the atmosphere, using it as energy to power himself on. It's such a difficult event. It's essentially an endurance event. It's on the track, but it's endurance. So these riders, well, there's not a lot in it, although it appears that Butterworth is able to extend his lead just ever so slightly. It's still less than a second, but it is getting bigger. And Gallagher has fallen behind by 1.220. This is difficult. It's going to make it harder for him if he can't make up some time now. If he's going to keep gradually falling off the pace, Butterworth is going to end up with the gold medal. And Gallagher, that was a very good lap by him. He's just managed to make up some time, around about half a second. It either means he's finding his range and finding his rhythm, or Butterworth went out too hard too early. 1.198 behind. The crowd is absolutely crazy, hoping that Butterworth can do this for Team GB. So he's paring back this lead ever so slightly. Michael Gallagher just slightly faster than John Butterworth lapping at the moment. Butterworth went to that early lead, but that lead is now being pared back. It's now less than a second. It was up to almost 2 seconds at one point, now just over half a second. These men are riding very, very well. This is a great contest. Wow, that lead's been pared back to 0.3 of a second, just fractionally over 0.3 of a second. We get another update, but we still have more than a kilometre to go. And Gallagher has hit the front. He's hit the front after being behind for most of this race thus far. We're still not quite at the 3 kilometre mark yet, but I tell you what, Gallagher is really making a go of this. But Butterworth is going to have to hold his nerve and use this energy of the crowd. But he's now more than a second off the pace. So what a dramatic turn of events. At one point, it was Gallagher who was almost 2 seconds behind. He's managed to reel in that lead. And if Butterworth's not careful, he may even be caught. It's now over 2 seconds. Butterworth is now over 2 seconds behind, trailing Gallagher. And Gallagher is riding absolutely beautifully. You can see his thumbs pressing down on the aero bars. He's in a perfectly still position. He's riding extremely well. Butterworth now almost 3 seconds off the pace, and it's Australia all the way. It is Australia all the way, and you can see that now Gallagher is going to just be able to spy Butterworth down the end of the straight, and that is going to spur him on with just 1 lap to go. What an extraordinary ride by Michael Gallagher. I don't think it's going to be enough to threaten the world record. Actually, it is going to be enough to threaten the world record, and that I believe, let me have a look. Well, what an extraordinary ride and a great competition. No, it's not enough to threaten the world record. My mistake was looking at the wrong piece of paper in my excitement, but Michael Gallagher, what a handy day at the office for him. He's had to set a world record this morning. Perhaps got out of the blocks very quickly, absolutely buoyed by the din in this velodrome. But Gallagher settled. He didn't lose his nerve, even though he was down by about 2 seconds at one point, and managed to reel it back in, and in the end made it look pretty easy, winning by around 3 seconds. So an excellent back half of the race for Michael Gallagher. And he'll be thrilled with that result. So now we'll have 2 medal ceremonies before the day winds up at the track cycling. This year at the London 2012 Games. We had high drama yesterday. This morning, well, we had world records set. We had mechanical failures on bikes. We had DNF from yet another British rider, Mr. Kappas, who had problems with his bike that were unable to be fixed. He tried to start his race twice in the B classification kilo event, and no joy for him. And this afternoon, well, what can we say? Sarah Story winning for the home crowd, and Michael Gallagher proving himself to be the very best athlete.
The medals will be presented by Mr. Pat McQuaid, President of the International Cycling Union, accompanied by Mr. Sean Dawson, Chief Executive, Lee Valley Park. Bronze medalist, representing Great Britain, Jodie Cumby. Silver medalist, representing the Czech Republic, Kiri Gezek. Representing Romania, Karol Eduard Novak. Ladies and gentlemen, as is customary, will those who are able please stand for the national anthem of Romania. ladies and gentlemen, your Paralympic medalists.
Karel Eduard Novak winning Romania's first medal of the London 2012 Games, and what an impressive performance to beat Jiri Jezek from the Czech Republic. And he's very happy with his silver because he knows that he's been beaten by a quality athlete who rode so well in the qualification rounds this morning. And of course Jody Kunde looking very happy there with his bronze medal, making amends for his disastrous day yesterday. So, still one medal ceremony to go. I hope he can...
When you took your helmet off and we saw your face for the first time, the thing that occurred to me is that you're actually a bit surprised with yourself. Even you, what, 20 Paralympic medals, 9 of those were surprised with yourself.
So now our international viewers on Paralympic Sport TV will be switching over to the Aquatic Centre to watch the session of the swimming for this evening. Thanks for being with us, but do stay with us for Paralympic Sport TV Channel 2 online.